Dead by Daylight has some iconic builds, but are they good? Or are the creators just cracked? Today, we're gonna find out. Let's get into it. Today's cracked creator is Mish, a survivor main known for insane loops, educational DBD content, and of course, Object of Obsession. The main perk in Mish's build is Object of Obsession, a perk that lets you periodically see the killer's aura, but there's always a catch. When you see them, they can see you as well. Next is Reassurance, an altruistic perk that lets you pause your teammate's hook timer. It's especially useful against killers who are camping because it gives your team extra time to work on gens or coordinate a safe rescue. Then we have Adrenaline, an endgame perk that activates when the exit gates are powered, instantly healing you 1 health state and giving you a burst of speed. It can completely turn a chase around and give you one last chance to make it out alive. Finally, we have Bond, an information perk that lets you see the auras of nearby survivors. It makes it easier to find teammates for heals, coordinate what you're doing, and most importantly, know where everyone is when you're in solo queue. Now that we know how the build works, it's time to put it to the test. I'm going to run Mish's build for 10 games to see how it performs in the hands of an average player. Then, we'll break down the results and give it a final rating on everything from accessibility to solo queue friendliness. Let's get into game 1. For this first game, we were up against a Spirit, and she was a doozy. She held a nasty 3-gen at the end of the game, and we barely made it out alive. I literally have no idea how we managed to get everyone out in this game. This next game is against a nurse, and let me tell you, this Kate Denson was looping for her life all game. We made it out of this game single-handedly because she looped the killer so well. Honestly, looking back, I don't know if it was the best idea to try and body block a nurse. It doesn't really end well because she can just blink through you, as you can see. This game was against a pig, and let me tell you, she absolutely wrecked us. This build gives you a lot of aura reading, but when it's a stealth killer, I find it really difficult because she could see me, but I could not see her. I was literally holding my breath here. I legitimately thought Object gave me away. This game is against one of my favorite killers. I love looping a Billy. I honestly could not believe Elodie got this save here. I was just trying to put myself in front of the Billy to try and save her life. This game was against Vecna, aka the First, and honestly, I don't want to talk about it because obviously I couldn't dodge anything. So this game was against the Springtrap, and I got a ton of value out of Reassurance in this game. He kept coming back to the hooks a lot, and a lot of times we couldn't get a safe rescue, so Reassurance really came in clutch so that people didn't go to second hook. Ten games later, I've been chased, tunneled, left on hook, and somehow survived enough matches to have an opinion. So, how did Mish's build actually score? I've broken the scorecard into 5 categories, each designed to answer one question. Is this actually a good build for the average Dead by Daylight player? Accessibility looks at how easy this build is to actually put together. Are these perks readily available, or are they locked behind characters you'll need to unlock or purchase? Fun looks at the overall experience of playing the build. Did the perks create exciting moments, keep each match interesting, and ultimately make me want to play it again? Solo queue friendly looks at how well the build performs when you're on your own. Can you consistently get value from these perks without relying on communication or coordinated teammates? Average player friendly looks at how much skill and game knowledge you need to get consistent value from the build. Can an everyday player make it work without having to play like a pro? Would I run it again looks beyond how well the build performed. After spending time with it, did I enjoy it enough to actually choose these perks again? For accessibility, I'm giving Mish's build 4 out of 5 stars. None of these perks are particularly difficult to get, but you're probably not going to have access to the full build right away. Some require specific characters or additional unlocks, which means newer players may need to spend some time or money to put everything together. And depending on which characters you already own, that investment can add up pretty quickly. So overall, it's definitely obtainable, just not immediately accessible. For fun, I'm giving this build 3 out of 5 stars. Listen, your girl liked it, but she was stressed. When everything came together, this build created some genuinely fun moments, especially when I could see the aura information to make a good play. But Object of Obsession meant I was constantly aware that while I could see the killer, there was a pretty good chance they could see me too. It made every match feel a little more intense, and there were definitely moments where I questioned why I was doing this to myself. I had fun, but I was also fighting for my life half the time, so 3 stars feels fair. For solo queue friendly, I'm giving this build 3 out of 5 stars. You don't really need your teammates to make the perks work, and the extra aura information can be really helpful when you're on your own. But Object of Obsession can also put a pretty big target on your back, and in solo queue, you can't always count on your teammates to recognize that. The build absolutely works without communication, but there were definitely moments where having a coordinated team would have made my life a whole lot easier. So for me, 3 stars feels right. For average player friendly, I'm giving this build 2 out of 5 stars. This build asks you to be pretty comfortable in chase because Object of Obsession can give the killer just as much information as it gives you. If you're an average looper like me, having the killer know exactly where you are can turn a helpful perk into a pretty big risk. There's definitely value here if you know how to use the information, but I think stronger players are going to get a lot more out of this build. So for the average player, I'm landing at 2 stars. For Would I Run It Again, I'm giving it 3 stars. I loved Bond and Reassurance, and Adrenaline definitely came in clutch. Object pushed me outside of my comfort zone, and I don't need that type of stress every game. I'd run this build again, just with one little change. So how would I make Mish's build a little more average player friendly? Honestly, I wouldn't change much. I really liked Bond and Reassurance, and Adrenaline came in clutch enough times that all 3 are staying. My biggest struggle was Object of Obsession. The aura information was great, but knowing the killer could also see me added a level of pressure that I don't necessarily want every game, especially when I'm already trying to survive a chase. So I'm swapping Object for Alert. Alert still gives me consistent information on the killer, but without giving them that same information on me. Whenever the killer breaks a pallet, a breakable wall, or damages a generator, I get to see their aura. I still get the information I love from Object, but now I can use it on my own terms. For the average player, I think that makes this build a lot less stressful without losing what made it fun. So YouTube, we have one question left. Is this build actually good? Or is Mish just cracked? For Mish's build, I think it's a little bit of both. Now I want to know whose build I should put to the test next. Drop your pick in the comments, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, good luck in the fog, baddies.